5, 4, 3, 2.
Crank it, Jerry.
Welcome to Into the Wild, the official podcast of the Washington Wild Pigs.
What do you hear? What do you say?
It's the best sports podcast in the world. Wait, is that true?
If you're committed enough, you can make any story. I once convinced a woman that I was Kevin Costner, and it worked because I believed it.
Now, here's your host, Kyle Dawson.
Did you get the popcorn?
Begin our post-game show here on the Wild Things Baseball Network. It's not a happy one. 10-8 the final. Lake Erie wins after Washington led 8-1. Headed to the seventh inning stretch here in the series opener in Avon. 7 runs in the seventh for Lake Erie, and the 2-run game-winning double by Alfredo Gonzalez, as it turns out, in the bottom of the eighth inning, the difference. 9 unanswered runs by the Lake Erie Crushers to end the series opener, and just a putrid way to lose a baseball game. I don't know that there's a way to sugarcoat it. We'll do our best. Let's start with the scoring. In the bottom of the third inning, the Lake Erie Crushers had an RBI double from Davey Morgan that started the scoring. It plated Zach Campbell and made it 1-0 Lake Erie. Washington responded quickly in the fourth inning. A leadoff single by Wagner LaGrange. He would be bunted over to second base by Ethan Wilder to put a runner in scoring position for Brett Roberts, who it might not have mattered. Roberts lined the ball off the left field wall. The RBI double evened the game at 1 apiece. Roberts would come around to score a couple batters later on an RBI single by Willie Estrada, and Washington had its first lead at 2-1. That would grow. In the top of the sixth inning, Washington got 4 runs. It was a 2-run double by Cale Chatham with the bases loaded. His first Wild Things hit and first 2 RBI, ended up with 3 RBI and 2 hits on the day. More on that in a second. That made the lead 4-1. Caden Morton lifted a sacrifice fly to right field to plate Brett Roberts. That made the score 5-1. And then Cale Chatham scored on a bases loaded walk issued to Andrew Check. And it was 6-1 Washington after the top of the sixth inning. They'd add 2 in the top of the seventh inning. An RBI double by Chatham and a bases-loaded walk issued to Tyreek Reed made the score Washington 8, Lake Erie 1. That is when the Crushers scored 7 runs in the bottom of the seventh inning. It started with a base hit to Dario Gomez from Albert Cuello Batista in the game. And let's not forget, Regi Grace was excellent. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 4 strikeouts, 1 hit batter, no walks. He absolutely deserved to win this game. And it'll be a second straight quality start for him with a no decision. He stays 1-0. Albert Cuello Batista will get a no decision as well, but he had it snowballed on him. Just a third of an inning. Gave up the 2-run homer to Logan Thomason that made it 8-3. Then got a line out of Zach Campbell for the first and only out he'd record. Sam Franco doubled, followed by a Davey Morgan RBI triple that made the score 8-4. Next batter, Burrell Dixon, made it 8-5 with a ground ball through the right side to score Morgan. A couple batters later, it was a 2-run single by Dario Gomez to tie the game. And after a run came in on a a double by Seth Strong as well. So that tied the game at 8 aside. We'd go to the bottom of the eighth inning after a very quiet top of the eighth inning for Washington. The Crushers would get a 2-run, 2-strike double off the bat of Alfredo Gonzalez, 2 outs as well, that scored Davey Morgan, who walked with 2 outs, and then a book roll double by Burrell Dixon we thought might save the Wild Things. But Gonzalez found a way to get the bat on it and line it up the left field line for a 2-run double. That made it 10-8, and that's the final, as Washington goes without a whimper in the ninth inning against Michael Brewer, who earns his 4th save. The win goes to Leonardo Rodriguez. He is 2-1. The loss goes to Hector Garcia. He falls to 0-1 on the season. Time of the game is 2 hours and 49 minutes by my count, but we'll see if it changes on the Frontier League scoreboard and in the box score officially. Just not a good way to lose a baseball game, and I'm not even going to try to sugarcoat it because, to be honest with you, I have no way to sugarcoat having an 8-1 lead and losing the game 10-8 in a series opener against a team that really, truthfully, is not that great offensively in this ballpark especially. Do give up their first home run of the week, the Wild Things, and fall in the series opener by a final of 10-8. They say time of the game 2 hours and 48 minutes, so we'll take that. Attendance is 1,203. That is inflated here in Lake Erie, but hey, we all do it to some degree. So the final score, 10-8 from Crusher Stadium. We will be back tomorrow with the middle game of the three-game series. It's a to-be-announced starting pitcher for Washington that's not yet on the roster against former big leaguer Brandon Sittinger as Lake Erie goes for a series win. 2-0 with a 3.57 ERA for Sittinger on the year against the announced starter that will be announced tomorrow morning or afternoon for the Wild Things when that transaction is made. For now, we say so long from Avon, Ohio. It was a real good offensive day. 8 runs on 15 hits for the Wild Things, no errors, and 12 left on base. That comes back to haunt you just a little bit now. For Lake Erie, it is 10 runs on 13 hits, no errors, and 6 left. Wild Things blow the lead and lose the series opener. Final score, Lake Erie 10, Washington 8. You saw it or heard it here on the Wild Things Baseball Network presented by Rocco's Rolls. Kyle Dawson saying so long. We'll see you on the flip side from Avon, Ohio. Next delivery, grounded at third. Chatham will go to second. Roberts for one on the first double play. Around the horn, ends the inning. And it's the minimum through 2 innings for Regi Grace, so pretty good ones. 3-1. Line towards center field, sinking quickly. Morton on the dive and comes up with it. Caden Morton, a diving catch to take away a base hit from Logan Thomason and keep this string going for Regi Grace, who gets the first out of the third inning with that great play in center by Morton. 0-2 strikes on Dixon. Here's the pitch from Grace. Wave and a miss by off speed. And it's the first strikeout of the game for Regi Grace as he gets out of the third inning. 2-0 hitters count. The pitch to Roberts on the way. Line to left. On the move is the left fielder. Not going to get it. It bangs off the wall. LaGrange around third to score. Brett Roberts will pull into second. He has got himself a game-tying RBI double here in the fourth inning. Now Estrada lines it to right center field for a base hit. Roberts to score. Willie will turn around first, retreat, and the Wild Things have a 2-1 lead. 0-2 from Grace. Swing and a miss. Went right back to it and gets the strikeout. It's his second and ends the inning with a strikeout for the second straight frame. It's 0-2 pause. Pitch to Morgan on the way. Breaking ball called strike 3. Gets the strikeout to end the inning anyway after the wild pitch. It's no runs, no hits, no errors, a runner left for Lake Erie. Weisenbarger home with a break-even 1-1 to Chatham. Swing and a line drive left field corner, hit well. Left fielder long run on the move. Can't make the catch in the corner. It's fair. And it is a book roll double for Cale Chatham, who has his first pair of RBI as a Wild Thing. 2-0 home. Morton swings and hits it in the air to right field. Should be deep enough, though. Gomez has had a good arm tonight. He makes the catch. Roberts tags, throw on the way home. It's another good one, but it's just late as Roberts dives in safely to home plate. It's a sacrifice fly for Caden Morton. But that trade that sent Flores to Southern Maryland was for future considerations. Diving stop, Chatham. Throw across is in time to get Gonzalez. Robs Alfredo Gonzalez of a base hit for the second out of the sixth inning. Another great diving play made by a Wild Things defender. Now this is lined out toward the right field corner. Long run right fielder, not going to get it. Gomez will see it bounce up against the wall. Wilder around third to score. Cale Chatham's got another double, another RBI, and Washington's lead is 6 at 7-1.